All right, John. So what's going on, Bubba?
Well, I think I sent you the invite to the Rock for Runks.
Yep.
I can give you a little bit of a backstory.
Yeah. So I seen that. I'm getting a lot of people are sending me stuff, but I had a conversation with you on the phone, and I was like, dude, I like the way this guy sounds. He talks really well. He would make for a good podcast.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever he's got to promote, man, we're gonna put it out there, and I'd like to get to know him. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, so Runks comes from his last name, Runkles. Myself, his wife, and a guy that he worked with, we came together and decided to make the Justin Runkles Memorial Fund. And based on his aspect of life, he had I guess I'll give you the backstory.
Yeah.
So I've known him since I was in 6th grade and grew up together in Carthage. And the funny thing is, his dad and my dad grew up on the same street, on the flats on South James Street in Carthage. So
okay.
It was kind of funny that we met in school and kind of really hit it off, and then just became really good friends. I mean, he was like a brother to me. Went through high school. He took up body work. He went to BOCES.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to BOCES for plumbing and heating, and he took to auto body. And then get out of high school, he marries his high school sweetheart, Jen, and I got married in July 2012, and he's good. He was my best man.
Mm-hmm.
But in March of 2012, right after their St. Patrick's thing that they have here in town, he got in a really bad car accident on Route 3.
Okay.
By where the Partridge Berry Inn.
Yeah.
What happened was they were actually coming back from her parents' house. I think maybe his parents' house too. Her parents live in Natural Bridge, and 2 cars pulled out to pass another 2 cars, and the first car got around them, but the second car didn't. So they ended up swerving the same way, hit head on, killed Jen instantly, and put him in the hospital, and he almost didn't make it. And so he had one hell of a recovery. Metal. He had a wicked scar right here where he had just everything got shoved up into his diaphragm. They had to push it all back down. Metal rod in his leg. He had a big scar here from a metal rod,
there you go.
But he went through therapy and everything, and by God, he was at my wedding. He had a cane, but he was there for me. He was my best man.
Wow.
And ever since then, he get like a new aspect on life, what he went through. So he was like, I'm going to live life to the fullest and not, do whatever I want. I'm going to have fun. He was the life of the party. I mean, we'd go to Giants games. We're both big New York Giants fans. It was like our a thing of every year, kind of like a tradition for us every year to go to a Giants game. And I was glad that before he passed away, it was just him and I that went to a Giants game. So then he did some auto body work, got back into that, and then he came to work where I was working at the time, helping out there. And then he got a job with C&F Construction out of Adams, helping with the spray foam. And that's he met Brian Brown, who's the other guy we got together to put the fund together.
Right.
And one day before, 2 years ago in July, before the workday started, he just collapsed. And I guess it was from that accident back in 10 years before. He ended up having getting an enlarged heart. So yeah. So yeah, he was living life. Got to meet a lot of people up in the Rodman area.
Oh, Rodman Rednecks.
Yeah.
I seen that. I seen that water tower or barn or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He
Yeah.
got to know a lot of people up there, and he loved music, and of course, the New York Giants, and just singing and dancing. I mean, if you went to a wedding reception and he was there, he would be out on the dance floor. He wasn't shy. They started to get out there and dancing. And
one of the reasons I picked up on this pretty good is, and I hadn't really told too many people this, but it kind of fueled my addiction for social media too. My best friend actually died in a car accident.
Oh, no kidding.
And we had kind of become estranged a little bit, like we grew up together. And I started a family. He kind of had that party thing going on.
Yep.
But no matter what, like me and him, like if we didn't see each other every day, we're still best friends.
Yeah.
And I was scrolling one morning, just on Facebook, and saw his sister had posted that he had passed away in a car accident. And I was like, like, what? I'm like, I just didn't believe it. Like, it took me a minute to really like let that hit me. And then now that's why I'm like, I feel like I wouldn't have known as soon as I did, or I don't know how long it would have took me to find out. So now I look on like Facebook and social media sometimes for just because like that it had a really big impact on me. And probably like one of the only times I've cried. You know what I mean? But it took me a couple of liquor shots, but it came out like crazy. But yeah, man, I really feel that. And you just kind of like, I think about him every day, and like I couldn't, I feel like I do a lot of stuff that, I mean, he was close, we're really close. And it's like there's a lot of living that I try to do because I know that he's not, what I mean? Like, so I try to live extra,
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I was picking up on this pretty quick.
Yeah.
Just the way you were telling me about it. What are we gonna? It's just a fundraiser, or?
Yeah. So it's from 12 to 8 at Spook Hill Bar and Grill.
Okay.
Right there in Adams Center.
What's the date on that? Oh, yeah.
August 24th.
Yeah, we're going to try to get this out pretty quick.
Okay, yeah. So it's August 24th.
Yeah.
12 to 8. There's going to be a chicken barbecue.
Oh, man. Say no more.
There's going to be bouncy house for the kids, face painting, plenty of alcohol. You'll have the bar there. Yeah. Plus, they're going to have a bar set up down. There's a pavilion out back where all the bands are going to set up.
Who's lined up out there?
So we've got Cluster Funk.
Oh, man. I've heard of them.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know them, but I've heard of them.
Warp 8, who was...
I heard of them.
So a guy that Justin used to work with.
Okay.
They were in they had their own band, Warp 8, and he was like their biggest fan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they haven't played in 10 years.
Oh, that's going to be cool.
They're getting the band back together.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting the band back together. We're going to put on a show. Cash Money String Band, Landslide, Jared Kennedy, and Brett Falso.
I don't know none of those guys, but it'll be a good time.
It's the same day, because we kind of put this together a little late, and we didn't know that the Brewfest is going on like the same day.
Oh no!
So it's like, so a lot of the bands are going to be, a lot of the I guess
the biggest local bands. Yeah.
But
it's called the Homegrown. We had Jason Price in here the other day promoting it. Hey,
no, whatever. And next year or the next time we do it, we'll pick a different day. We won't.
Yeah.
We won't.
I mean, whatever. You commit it now.
It is what it is.
It's still going to be cool. And those people are going to come out there.
Oh yeah.
So how are we picking the recipient?
I think we're gonna maybe like an application. I've heard other places do that. Like I think people send in applications or they get voted on. People will probably maybe suggest certain kids, that are really going to take it to the
And
next
now,
level.
is this going to is this going to be on Facebook? I mean, is it something
And
at high schools?
Yeah, and so we won't be able to do it until next year. So we'll have plenty of time to kind of get something together.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, where there's a will, there's a way, right?
Yep.
I'm trying to work on a couple of cool things for local kids this year. I had a conversation with Jason Harrington. He's a good buddy of mine, and he's on the school board. He's going to get me hooked up with the superintendent because I want to try to do something for the kids in the elementary school, and try to have some kind of contest. There's a lot of kids that like the Carolina Chuck thing, and I'm like, hey, I appreciate that, y'all. You're right. You know what I mean? Kids want to meet me. I'm like, hey, that's awesome. I want to give back. So. I mean, maybe I could hook you up with a superintendent once I get his contact. I mean, I don't have it right away, and maybe he has some ideas, so it's kind of out of your hands. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're kind of learning as we go. So we'll have. I don't think we really had talked about it yet. Yeah, how the whole application. Process was going to go, but I think. As the time goes on here, we'll get something.
And it's hard and I mean, that's a really tough thing to try to select. I mean, you want to help everybody.
Right.
I mean, you want it to be some kind of random thing that happens. It's hard to pick the most deserving person. Mm-hmm. So and if you do that, you're still going to feel bad about it. So it's got to be random, I'm sure. You know what I mean? So what do you do now for a living?
Right now, I work for Jake Johnson Properties. I've been with them since the end of October, and I was with McQuaid and Bannigan for about 18 and a half years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was nervous making the jump, but decided I covered St. Lawrence County, so it was, the travel was getting was wearing on me, and I figured I turned 40 in December, and I was thinking I might want to do something else,
Ain't that much older than me. I'm 38. I was just talking about how I'm about to be 39 and freaking out about it. He's like, I took my hat off a minute ago. He said, I ain't never seen you without the hat. I was like, 'cause there's gray up there.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's like nothing up here.
I was in the pool the other day, and I just got a haircut. My wife's like, don't cut too much off the back. I'm like, why? And
be in the back.
I said, yeah. So, I mean, I got a little mullet going on. So I was like, dude, I want to trim. It's hot, so trim it a little bit. And we all get in the pool together, and she's like, her and my daughter are like, you got a bald spot on the back of your head. I'm like, what? And I'm freaking out, And then they finally take a picture. I was like, oh, that's kind of been there, but whatever.
Whatever. That's, I mean, like with this, my beard, it's pretty much gone all white. It was like a salt and pepper, but there's more salt now.
At least you can play Santa Claus.
Right. I do grow it out for hunting season, but
so you do some hunting.
Yeah. I just go behind our house there with my father.
Heck, I could go behind my house right here in Watertown. There's some shooters walking down the street. I'm telling you, there's some big deer walking around town. It's crazy. I was like, what kind of place am I living in right now?
Oh,
this is like a city in the woods or something. I'm like, what is this? There's some big deer up here, bro. I'm telling you, compared to what, I've been shooting goats and stuff back home, But there's some big deer up here.
Yeah.
You do any fishing too?
Just like not real heavy, just for kind of fun. If we go camping, I'll bring the pole, catch some sunfish or something.
I mean, I used to be big into fishing and hunting, and just I think what happened is I had this cool little pond. I was a big pond fisher, and and then we'd go out on the lake, and then we'd catch a couple bass and catfish, and we'd bring them back and throw them in the pond. And, I had my little John boat down there, and I knew all the spots, and, but it was big enough to where you could always hit a different little spot. I mean, you could spend all day doing it. And when I moved away from that place, it was just like, I just invested like 10 years in that pond.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I'm just sad about it. I don't want to go fishing anymore. I mean, I do, but I don't know.
You have any favorite spot up here?
I'll be honest, I hadn't done a whole lot of fishing. I kind of friended up some charters and stuff. They want to take me out. But, dude, it's just like whenever I get done working, I'm either doing this or I just want to take a nap.
Yeah.
You know? I don't feel like doing much, you know. I got kids and they're all different age groups, you know. I got from the kids that live with me right now, I got a 14-year-old, 12-year-old, my son is 7.
Yeah.
And it is different dynamics as soon as you get home. Take me over here to the mall, take me to do this. And then my son's, let's go shoot some zombies or something. I'm like, well, I'd rather go shoot the zombies, to be honest with you. You know? We had a Nerf war the other day, and my gun jammed, and he just unloaded on me. It was terrible. But what's it like working with Jake? I mean, he's running a big operation over there. I mean, you see his name everywhere. He's a really cool guy. I met him a couple times.
Okay. Yeah. No,
I tried to get him on here, but he said he was too shy.
Oh, maybe we'll have to, drag him over here one day.
I've seen him getting railed in the what was it in the town council meetings or whatever.
That's like right around the time I was going to be starting with him.
Yeah.
But no, he's a busybody. He's all over the place. And
I sold his dad a truck.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice.
It's my claim to fame. But.
Yeah. It's like, hey. But no, they're great to work for. I really enjoyed it. I was nervous about it because when I was interviewing with him, because he got my info from the Watertown Chamber.
Really?
And I had never talked to him before. And
he called you up.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was getting the chamber in their spot at top of the square. And I think he had just mentioned to her that he was looking for somebody to help. So she had my info, passed it along to him, and he called. I thought he was calling me for some construction stuff. And, one thing led to another. I came in and met both him and Kate and decided to make the move. So, because it was nice just going from Carthage to Watertown. A lot of the places I stop in are right here on the square. Yeah. So I don't have to travel all over the place. But I've really enjoyed it. I was I didn't know if I needed like a real estate license or anything. And he's like, no.
You're handling stuff that's already owned.
Yeah. So just kind of take care of the current tenants, look for anybody new that, is looking for a space and help out anywhere I can. It's not just leasing.
Actually,
1 minute I could be maybe typing up a lease, the next I'm ripping out carpet or tearing down a wall or whatever.
I got my little fob.
Your little fob, I brought mine with me just in case I needed
it. But yeah, dude, that's kind of a cool gig. I mean, it really is. You sent me a video of a really cool spot. I mean,
oh yep.
I'd like to have that spot, but this is nice, right?
This is really nice.
It's really convenient and it's got everything already set up.
Yeah, and just being on the square.
Yeah,
it's
what we like to do is we like to figure out how to open those windows and get some outside live shots. But we don't know how it will react with the cameras and stuff. Well, I guess we're gonna have to wait till the winter time or something to really get dark when we're recording, because I work till 7 most of the time. So I do this record it later on at 8 usually. And it kind of catches people on like a more relaxed kind of mode.
Yeah.
Too, But so one more time, when is this again?
August 24th at Spook Hill Bar and Grill from 12 to 8. And there's going to be the chicken barbecue. The bands are going to be playing. We're going to have local vendors. I don't have a list of those, but there's going to be some vendors set up selling some things. We're going to have raffle baskets. I think we might be doing a 50-50. And then we're also thinking about having whoever shows up give each person a ticket, kind of like a free entry into a prize drawing. So we'll see.
Yeah, and this is really investing back into the community. You come and spend some money, you're gonna invest in somebody who's gonna come fix your plumbing or something.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah,
fix anything.
Yeah.
And and that's cool because people that are willing to work could use some help to get them there. You know, there's a lot of people that would probably skip a few steps, and well deserved. You know, some people. I started as when I came on the stairs, they brought me on as the laborer, right?
Yeah.
Because I was strong enough to carry those stairs, but I had a mind for management and sales. You know, so if I could have took a little trade course or something, that could have put me further along than what I should have started. I mean, I appreciate it where I started.
Oh, sure.
But, you know, with some people that, you know, they deserve to be ahead of the game. And
yeah, there's a lot of young contractors that I met. They started out working for someone else and just as a laborer. But then as they learn the trade and keep getting educated as they go, learning, like you have your base, you know, you learned in school, did some hands-on stuff. Now you're right out in the field. And it's important to learn from those guys that have been doing that type of business for so long, because there's tricks to things, you know, and you know, these guys would learn from them, and then all of a sudden they're finally start their own business. And, you know, a lot of them are doing well for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but there's some people that get stuck at the bottom.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got to have that drive,
you know?
You
got to have that drive. But, dude, this is a cool thing, and I appreciate you coming on here and hanging out. And it's, I mean, I like the fact that this is stuff like this is happening, and I believe we connected pretty good.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, definitely.
Oddly similar story.
Well, I'm glad you let me come on here and kind of give you a little briefing of what this is that we're putting on. You know, the first annual Rock for Runks. You know, he was really into rock and roll, all sorts of music. You know, he'd be playing air guitar. He'd be, you know, singing in the mic. You know, I mean, we had like an air guitar band.
Oh, wow. Number one. Dude, you should see me. But look, man, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.